AOJ versus Atos on mat 1. Let's bring it over here. There we go. So, in the blue gi on top, Jonnatas Gracie, the Atos black belt, the #1 seed in this division. And on the bottom in the white gi is Johnatha Alves, a relatively new black belt, actually, Victor. You know, he received this black belt on the podium of the 2019 World Championships, but because of the lack of competition opportunities, he has very few matches to his name. So still kind of considered, even though he's been a black belt for over 1 year, very much considered kind of a fresh black belt.
Yeah, yet he is a fresh black belt. He was so busy in the color belts.
Yeah.
He was so busy fighting everyone, even black belts that he fought like in Korea. And Jonatas is that kind of up-and-comer, but we knew what was about to happen when Jonatas hit black belt. It's not like this is Johnatha is so skilled and such a champion heart of a champion. He's always chasing for the finish, always chasing for the victory, no matter what, fighting for to the last second. It's a very tough guy to beat. There are some guys that are very good and very technical, but the ones that are tough to beat are the worst to fight against. Yeah, you know?
Absolutely.
Like,
you look at the guys to beat them.
Just give me that, allow me that much, and they don't allow you. They're going for the kill to the last second. And Johnatha Alves is definitely one of them.
They both got their black belts around the same time. It was right around the time of the World Championships 2019.
Right.
They were both champions in their respective divisions. And Alves, like we said, hadn't had that many matches. I believe that Johnatha Alves, his first major win, really. He had a couple of smaller black belt matches, but his first major win was when he hit Berimbolo in a rear naked choke of Jamil Hill in Spider of last year in about a minute.
That was not only unpredictable, unexpected, but it was beautiful to see.
Yeah, it was beautiful technique, and it was a statement as well. I think that was Johnatha saying, hey, you know, you watch me in the colored belts, but here I am, I'm a black belt, and you better pay attention. And since then, he's actually picked up some good wins. He's beaten Marcio Andre. You know, he went head-to-head with Ronaldo Jr., losing a very close match there in the absolute final of the Austin Open just a couple of weeks ago. To get through to this match, this semi-final match, Alves has already hit 2 submissions in the Pan Championships, an armbar over Bruno Valdivino, and then a choke from the bag against Alex Molinaro. That went down yesterday. This is Johnatha Alves' second match today. He had an earlier win over the veteran Rodrigo Freitas. But it's interesting to note, isn't it, that Johnatha Gracie, he had 1 match yesterday in his weight division. Sorry, 1 match yesterday in his weight division, but then didn't have a quarterfinal match because the other side of his bracket, they didn't show.
They didn't show up, neither of them, right?
So he got something of a free pass into the semi-final match here against Alves. Michael Liera Jr. has already confirmed his position in the final of this lightweight division. So the winner of this match, well, if it's Gracie, you'd imagine they're going to close out. But if it is Alves, then we're going to have a final on our hands.
We're on the third penalty. We're on the 3rd penalty to each. So it's 2 points each. Another penalty, DQ.
Yeah, this is dangerous stuff here.
Yeah, it's still plenty of time.
There's 2.5 minutes for them to keep moving. But the game definitely seems to have slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, because the 50-50 thing.
Yeah. You know, we saw some aggressive guard passing earlier in this match, but now that they are, well, they're restarted on their feet. Hopefully they won't go back to that 50-50 because they know they can't afford to get another penalty.
Exactly. Now they have to go at it. And 2 minutes and 30 seconds of these two guys, actually 3 minutes of these two guys is a lot of time.
Yeah. We see Alves immediately open up, of course, a black belt from the Mendez brothers. This guy, no secret that he has an absolutely phenomenal berimbolo, but we say that, and look at that. Gracie is the one who actually kind of flips the position a little bit. They get back into this leg fighting position here. Alves, it's interesting to see in this match that he's playing almost exclusively from bottom because his top game is something else, but we haven't seen any of it yet in this match. It's been Gracie who's been the one on top. Stepping over the top there is Gracie, but this is a tough position to try and get past, isn't it? Those double pant controls.
Yeah, and they just got into 50-50 again.
Yeah, Alves really sucking him into it. And with about a minute and a half remaining, you have to think, is this really Alves' best chance of winning this match? It's, you know, they call it 50-50 for a reason, right? It's because it's
not better for anyone.
It's not better even for anyone. There's no advantage.
No one's winning.
And the problem is that you lose a match in this position, it's frustrating, isn't it? Because you think, well, I went there, I hoped I could win, and then I lost. You can't be upset with that.
You definitely go home and say, man, why did I do that again? You know? And I would say Jonnatas Gracie knows exactly what he's doing inside that 50-50 guard. He's not trying to get into that game of sweep back and forth. He knows exactly what he's doing. He has a very strong bochinha.
Right.
He has a very strong bochinha.
Yeah. The big question here is what happens if this goes to a decision with 30 seconds remaining and the score absolutely even. These guys, well, one of them has to win. Well, so how are the judges going to take it? But look at this. Alves now trying to come out of the 50-50, coming up on top. Still controlling his own lapel around that trapped leg.
He wants to get an advantage. He just did that. He pushed Jonnatas out. And
wow, okay. Now we've seen actually that a little disagreement between the referees. There was a penalty against Johnatha Gracie for fleeing the area, although I have to say, I feel that was a little unfair. I feel like it was the correct escape for that position. But they've decided to issue a penalty against Johnatha Gracie for fleeing the area, and the accumulated penalties means that it is a disqualification. It's interesting, the center referee and one of the side judges called the penalty, but one of them disagreed and said that they should bring that back.
That's what happens when you spend 10 minutes in that 50-50 intricacy and you get 3 penalties. And you get 3 penalties.
I did not agree with that penalty, though.
I didn't agree.